Representative Frederica Wilson has never supported a bill intended to help military veterans. False rating, false origin amid an ongoing public dispute between President Donald Trump and Rep. Frederica Wilson over the contents of a phone conversation Trump had with Myshia Johnson, the widow of Sergeant LaDavid Johnson. Some conservatives have turned their attention to Wilson's past policies on military veterans. On the 21st of October 2017, the conservative Western journalism website reported Rep. Frederica Wilson has cast herself as the champion of veterans and their families with her recent attacks on President Donald Trump over comments he denies making to a Gold Star family. However, when it was time to cast a vote for veterans, the record shows that the Florida Democrat has not supported key legislation, or any legislation supporting veterans at all, for that matter. The article goes on to accurately describe parts of Wilson's voting pattern on veterans-related legislation but also fails to mention other bills that she has co-sponsored and voted for, which were intended to assist veterans. Thus, the article gives a woefully incomplete and misleading picture of Wilson's legislative history in regards to military veterans. The claim, in the Western journalism article's headline, that Wilson has never supported a pro-veteran bill is utterly and demonstrably false. The Votesmart.org website, cited by Western journalism, and in an earlier Fox News report, does not exhaustively list every bill which was in any way related to veterans, or had implications, but rather selects key votes. This incomplete collection is the basis of both articles. That Votesmart.org summary states that since Wilson became a member of the House of Representatives in 2011, she has the 29th of March 2011 voted against the HAMP Termination Act, which would have ended the TARP-era Home Affordable Modification Program and directed the Secretary of the Treasury to study the impact of the HAMP program on military and veterans' families. Voted with a vast majority of House Democrats. The 21st of March 2013 voted against the Consolidated and Further Continuing Appropriations Act in March 2013, which appropriated billions of dollars in spending for the military, the Department of Veterans Affairs and other federal agencies and government departments. 3/5 of House Democrats voted for the act. Unlike Wilson, the 1st of October 2013 voted against the Veterans Benefits Continuing Appropriations Resolution, which provided for the continued payment of benefits to veterans during the government shutdown. Voted with a vast majority of House Democrats. The 29th of July 2015 voted against the VA Accountability Act, which aimed to make it easier for the Department of Veterans Affairs to fire, suspend or demote employees for reasons relating to misconduct or their performance, and to limit the appeals process, which involves employee unions. Voted with almost every Democrat in the House. The 23rd of June 2016 voted against the Military Construction, Veterans Affairs, and Related Agencies Appropriations Act, a major military appropriations bill which also provided funding for the federal government's response to the Zika crisis. Voted with almost every other Democrat in the House. The 14th of September 2016 voted against the VA Accountability First and Modernization Act, which was very similar to the VA Accountability Act of 2015. About 2/3 of Democrats voted against the bill. Like Wilson, the 16th of March 2017 voted against the Veterans Second Amendment Protection Act, which would change regulations to allow veterans deemed mentally incompetent to own firearms. Voted with almost every other Democrat. The 16th of March 2017 voted against the VA Accountability First Act, which was very similar to the VA Accountability Act of 2015. Voted with almost every other House Democrat. The 13th of June 2017 voted against the Department of Veterans Affairs Accountability and Whistleblower Protection Act, which established an Office of Accountability and Whistleblower Protection within the Department of Veterans Affairs. Voted with a minority of Democrats. The bill was passed through the House 36,855, with 137 out of 193 Democrats supporting the Republican-sponsored bill. There are many legislative measures that were not included in the key votes summary on Votesmart.org, or in the Western journalism article. The following is a very small sample of Wilson's participation in legislation intended to help military veterans. An extensive list can be found here. The 14th of March 2011 co-sponsored House Resolution 930, which aimed to make it easier for military veterans to receive disability compensation for mental health problems related to post-traumatic stress disorder and sexual assault stemming from military service. Joined 31 other Democrats and 2 Republicans as a co-sponsor. The 29th of September 2013 voted for the Pay Our Military Act, which provided that military personnel would continue to be paid in the event of a government shutdown. voted with almost every member of the House. The 11th of June 2014 co-sponsored the Manufacturing Jobs for Veterans Act, which aimed to set up a pilot program in 3 states which would provide training, apprenticeships and certifications specifically for military veterans in the manufacturing industry. Joined 56 other Democrats as a co-sponsor. The 18th of June 2014 co-sponsored the Help Hire Our Heroes Act, which aimed to extend the Veterans Retraining Assistance Program in the 2011 Vow to Hire Our Heroes Act until September 2014. Joined 13 other Democrats and 5 Republicans as a co-sponsor. The 10th of June 2016 co-sponsored the Medical Leave for Disabled Veterans Act, which would have lowered eligibility thresholds for medical and hospital care specifically for military veterans. Joined 34 other Democrats and 2 Republicans as a co-sponsor. The 17th of May 2017 co-sponsored the Families of Fallen Service Members First Act, which would provide permanent funding for death gratuities to the family members of deceased military veterans, even during budget deadlocks. Joined 70 other Democrats and 37 Republicans as a co-sponsor. The 8th of June 2017 co-sponsored the Voices for Veterans Act, which would extend membership of the Advisory Committee on Minority Veterans to LGBT veterans. Joined 72 Democrats and 1 Republican as a co-sponsor. The 25th of September 2017 co-sponsored the Veterans Jobs Opportunity Act, which would create a small business startup tax credit for veterans creating businesses in underserved communities. Join 29 other Democrats as a co-sponsor. Got a tip or a rumor? Contact us here. Sources: Mike Leonis, Lucas, Florida Democrat Wilson no friend of veterans. Vote record shows, Fox News, the 19th of October 2017.